Okay, guys, thank you for being here tonight and for your patience. Tonight we have an amazing class sponsored by Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. We're going to create two recipes that are fishless, are completely vegan, but they will taste like the ocean. Is two recipes that I bet you guys like too. I love a great tuna salad and fried calamari. And how are we going to do that, right? We're going to use different ingredients that will mimic the flavor, not only the flavor, but the texture of the tuna. Going for the tuna salad, we're going to combine chickpeas and the amazing heart of palm. And for the calamari, we're also using hearts of palm. Hearts of palm, I love to use it in so many different ways. They are tasteless and they will take whatever flavor you give them. So I was telling you guys that for the tuna salad that is going to be vegan and with no tuna, I'm going to use two ingredients, the chickpeas and the hearts of palm. My name is Chef Dulce Jimenez, and my cooking is planned forward. I am a health coach and also a coach for pregnant mothers, sponsoring these classes by Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. And why am I doing this class specifically? Because there are some limitations when you're pregnant on your consumption of fish and seafood. And we have an amazing class that will explain to you in detail what things you should do to purchase the fish, to cook it, and to consume it safely, and why it's important that you pick the best seafood available and the one that provides you the most nutrients. However, you should not be eating seafood every day. So there are alternatives, and I want you to see these options as part of your diet. Plan forward means that you include all or add or see these ingredients that are from plants as dishes that you can make like the other ones that you use fish or chicken or turkey. A perfect example is a chili. Chili is made traditionally with ground beef, and you can make it with a combination of beans or legumes and grains. Also, what we're doing today, a tuna-less salad using plant ingredients, but the texture is going to mimic exactly like a tuna salad and the flavors as well with these ingredients that I'm going to suggest for you to use. So with further ado, let's start looking at the ingredients for our tuna-less salad. I'm going to use, and don't worry about the measurements because the recipe will give you the exact measurement, but I am doing half the portions that is listed in the recipe. So right now, this is about half a cup, about a cup of tuna. You have to use for the regular recipe for about 4 sandwiches, but I'm using half a cup. And I'm going to use 1 stalk of the hearts of palm. Hearts of palm are an amazing ingredient. The texture is very different. Like it's a stringy, it's like a string mozzarella cheese, but you can make it in different ways, and even they mimic very well the texture of calamari. In this case, I'm going to shred it and mash it along with the chickpeas to create that, you know, texture of the tuna. Well, you can do this in a food processor, by the way. I'm going to do it with a fork because it's very little. I don't have that much that many chickpeas. You can do this in a food processor when you're doing the full recipe. So I'm mashing the chickpeas, and you can start seeing that it actually looks like tuna. And I'm going to add those ingredients that I usually put in my tuna salad. If you like certain ingredients that are not listed or that I'm not adding, you can add it because it's your recipe. You're making it for you, so feel free to add what you prefer. So in my tuna salad, I like to add celery, onion, cilantro, chives or green onions. And I make my tuna salad with olive oil, but this for this one, I'm going to make a combination of mayonnaise and olive oil. And you can also use a vegan mayonnaise if you want. In reality, I'm just trying to help you consume something that might give you that experience of a tuna salad, but without the tuna. In reality, what we're trying to avoid is adding tuna. Tuna is a large fish, and it can be highly contaminated with mercury. And this is what you want. That's one of the things that you must avoid, the contamination of mercury in the fish when you're pregnant. Okay, so now I have my smashed chickpeas, and I'm going to season it right there. The seasoning is very important. Actually, it's the most important part of this recipe because you want those flavors of the ocean. And I'm going to add dulce. Dulce is a seaweed or algae that it comes with a little bit of garlic and in granules, and you can also buy it in pieces and grind it yourself, like this one here. This is kombu. You can add kombu or nori as well, and they come in pieces. Oh, I don't know. I can't open this now. Okay, it's open. This smells and tastes like the ocean. This is a kombuchi. You can use this also for wraps and when you're making Chinese or Japanese meals. But in this case, I'm using dulce because I already have dulce in granules. So I'm going to add it into my chickpeas, and I'm going to season it with a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt and lemon juice. Lemon juice is really important because it brightens up this dish. And I don't know you, but I put a lot of lemon juice in my tuna salad. And I'm going to put it in a bowl now so it's easier for me to mix it. Always mix your salads in a bowl. And a bowl that is even larger than the amount of ingredients that you have. That will give you flexibility to mix it well. And I usually never mix it in where I'm going to serve it, because also you can, mess up this bowl and not to worry, and then you don't going to serve a meal that looks ugly. I like to serve everything looking beautiful. We start the digestion with our eyes. You want things that smells good, look good. You start loving it as soon as you see them in the plate. Okay, so I have my chickpea seasoned. Now I'm going to work with the parts of palms. I'm going to cut it in half, and I want you to see how it has like layers. It's like, I'm telling you, it's just like the string cheese. I'm going to finely chop it and like little strips. And you can see that it's stringy. Look at this. It's very stringy. That is awesome. You see, I'm taking the strings. And this, you buy them in can, plain, no flavor, no nothing, and you have to rinse it. I make an amazing ceviche with hearts of palm. Ceviche is traditionally raw fish that is cooked with the lemon juice. And you can do the same thing with hearts of palm. And it's actually amazing. And you add all the same ingredients that you would put in a ceviche. So we're doing the same thing with a tuna-less tuna salad. So I already have the little stringies. Now I'm going to chop it again, one very, very small pieces. Okay. And I'm going to mash it again. I'm going to put it in the plate. Put it back in the plate. And it's a little bit harder than the chickpeas. It's not as easy as, so for this in particularly, is better the food processor, but because I have such a little amount, it's not worth it to even take out my humongous food processor. Okay, so I am just mashing it a little bit because once you cut it and, you know, take the strings out, it's very easy to mash. But again, if you have more than one piece, it's better the food processor. But when you're doing it in the food processor, it's just a few pulses, because if you do it too much, then it becomes like a mush, and that's not what you want. Okay, so now I'm going to add the hearts of palm. Fantastic. Okay, so I have the hearts of palm and the chickpeas together. Look at the texture. Where can you see it better? Here. You see the texture? Start feeling like a tuna salad. Okay, now I'm going to make the sauce for our tuna salad. I'm gonna add a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just a touch, about a quarter spoon. And I have added vinegar and cold water in the red onions. I'm going to add a small diced red onion, small diced celery. And because the red onions are so strong, I wanted to take that flavor to a lower level in that flavor. So it's not that, oof. Some people don't like it. I love it, but it's still, you don't want the onions to overpower your salad or anything that you're making. So a great idea and a good tip is to add vinegar or lemon juice with a little bit of cold water until you prepare the rest of the ingredients. Also, for the celery, I recommend you to peel the celery so it is also not as stringy and the flavors are also mild. Those are little tips that make your food even better, because you will not find these huge pieces of stringy celery in your salad or in your mouth. So I have about one stick of celery or half a stick of celery. I'll do those things to my taste. I don't worry about measuring when I'm making salad. If I like a lot of celery or a lot of onions, that's what I'm gonna put. But if not, I don't. So make it yourself. You know, once you know the ingredients, just make it yourself. Let me chop the celery before I make the sauce. Very tiny, tiny pieces. And when you're making any salad, all the ingredients should be in the same size. And because this is a tuna-less salad, I don't want the you know, ingredients that are not the tuna to be the star. I want the tuna to be the star. So even though the pieces of the tuna are bigger, the other components are going to be tiny, tiny, tiny. So look how little I am cutting this celery. Tiny bits of celery. I'm going to add it to my tuna salad. I'm going to add green onions, just the green part, because I'm already putting red onion, so I don't want to put the white part of the scallion because it's also too much onion. And I'm going to add a little bit of the onion. Actually, I'm going to cut it even more. I'm going to cut it even more. I want little pieces. And it's okay if you don't have to rinse it after you have put the vinegar there. Okay. Now let's mix it. And let's make the sauce. So the vinegar is here, a little bit of lemon juice. Very, very important. All-bay seasoning. This is a fish seasoning. It's very old and it has an immense, like intense flavor of like paprika, celery, garlic. Is, you know, it doesn't have anything bad in it, honestly. And I use it very, very, very few times. So it's not that I'm putting this in everything. But when you're making this fishless dishes, this is a great seasoning. So I'm going to put about a quarter of a teaspoon. A little bit of mustard. I like the spicy brown mustard, where you can add any mustard you have. And mayonnaise. And hot sauce. Again, this is your salad, so you add as much or little as you want. I like a touch of spiciness. I'm gonna mix the sauce, and never ever make the sauce and dump everything in your salad. You put it gradually, and you taste it. If you need to put other ingredients or a little bit more of the sauce, then you keep pouring it. Okay. I'm gonna taste it. Whoa, delicious. I can taste the lemon, a little bit of kick with the hot sauce, just a kick. It's not too hot. The Old Bay sauce, amazing. Wow, it tastes like a really amazing fishy sauce. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it all here because I didn't do that much. This is about a quarter cup. Guys, I hope you make this recipe because you will not miss the tuna in here. Wow. Look at this texture. Look at this. This is just like a tuna salad. Isn't that amazing? Ah, and it smells amazing. Awesome. That's it. You can add, other components like capers and olives, other things that, you enjoy. But this is a simple salad. You can have this with crackers. You can make a sandwich with this. I like to use it with romaine lettuce. I always have romaine lettuce in my refrigerator that are already cleaned. You can even have this as an appetizer. Cut it in half. Okay, so now I'm making like little little tacos or tuna sandwich in your lettuce. Oh, I think I went overboard in this one. I think I went too much. Got excited. Look at this. Yes, with crackers are amazing. Super nice snack. Always, always taste your food. Let me give it a taste. Oh my God. It's just like if I were eating tuna salad, guys. So I'm going to put a few pieces of tomatoes on top. These are optional. It's nice. And it gives a little bit of color. These are great snacks. Look at this. I love it. Here you have it. This is our first recipe. I really, really want you to try it and let me know what you think about that. For our second recipe, we're going to make fried calamari, but it's going to be with hearts of palm. Another way to substitute the seafood with a plant product. And these are our hearts of palm. You can get them in can like this, plain. You just have to rinse them and use it as you wish. I make a lot of recipes with that. And I'm going to make the seasoned flour. Yes, a lot of people love calamari. I actually love it too, but I am allergic to so many seafood that sometimes I have to be very, very careful and I can't eat it. So I'm going to add about half a cup of flour. I have a gluten-free flour here, but you can use any flour that you want. And I'm going to season my flour. The seasoning, again, is very important because you want to have that ocean-like flavor. So we're going to add a little bit of garlic powder. Plus, the heart of palm has no flavor at all. You give whatever flavor you want. I'm going to put a triple blend of these are algae and sea plants, like sea lettuce and laver and dulse. Those are sea plants that you can find in granules or in pieces. This is a really nice brand that I like. And I'm going to add also Dulce. It's Dulse. It's like my name, but with S. And I'm gonna make this flour really, really seasoned. A little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. And I'm going to mix this well. When you rinse the hearts of palms for this recipe, I want you not to dry them because a little bit of the water will help with the butter. So my flour is well seasoned. You can also do this, mix it in a bag, like you make fried chicken. Same concept. We're going to season our flour, put it in a bag, and then put your hearts of palm. I'm going to cut the hearts of palm exactly like you would do with calamari. So thick pieces like this, and they should be about the same size, more or likely. Okay. And you will see that you can take some of the insides. You see? This looks like calamari pieces. Okay. This is a little bit more labor intensive, like the tuna salad, but it's worth it. And it's fun because it's something different. It's something that everybody, whoever tries, like, oh my goodness, what is this? Look at this. Isn't that fun? And it's a plant. You're eating a lot of fiber. And you're not risking on eating a seafood that can make you sick. And you're enjoying the things that you like. So some of them will break, and don't worry about that, you know. Like the calamari, they're not perfect. Okay. If you can try and get a few circles out of one like this, yeah, do that. I have huge fingers. Okay, well, you can leave those ones. Some of them you can get 2 rings, but some others you can. So I don't care. I just put them all there. I'm not gonna waste them. So it will be nice if we get all of them in rings, but sometimes we can't. Let me see if I can maybe use one of my tiny spoons in here. Better than my finger. Oh no, the spoon will break them. So no, I'd rather use my finger here. Okay, so you get the picture. I have a few in here. Let me get maybe a few more. Some brands has thicker hearts of palm. The Whole Foods, the 365 is better for this dish actually than this brand. This is not an ad guide. I just show you what I use, so it's easy for you. But I prefer, honestly, the Whole Foods brand than this one to make the calamari because they're thicker. These are very thin, and I didn't thought of that when I got it. Okay, so I have a few rings. So this is a very Zen-like recipe because it's gonna take you a little bit of time to be able to get the calamari rings. Okay, I'm gonna use them all. And I'm gonna put it in my flour. Okay. Now I'm gonna put it in the flour and I'm gonna mix it well. In the flour, like you will any other thing that you want that you want to fry. The same technique. A seasoned flour, and then you take the excess out. And I'm going to put it in a plate. I'm going to take the excess out. Put it in a dry plate. Okay. And this we're not going to deep fry. This is going to be a shallow fry, which you use much less oil. This is very delicate. You really don't need to cook this. You can eat this raw. So this is just a light fry, so they get the color. And very important, the seasoning. I cannot stress that too much. So now that I have my hearts of palm or calamari with the flour, I'm going to again season a little bit more with salt and a little bit of pepper and the Old Bay, a little bit of the Old Bay seasonings. Okay. And I'm going to warm a non-stick pan with a little bit of avocado oil. Should be a flavor neutral oil that withstand high heat. Make sure you have a plate with a paper towel, so when we take it out, you can place it there and re-season it again. Season is very important because, as I said, this hearts of lamb has no flavor whatsoever. Okay. If you have a lot, it's better to do it in 2 or 3 portions. Don't put them all together because you want to make sure you don't burn them and they have space to mingle and be happy there. These are not going to take a lot. You just want to give them color and texture. So don't put a lot in the pan so you have opportunity to move them around. Okay. Okay. And we do that in batches, as I said. So this is my second batch, and they cook super fast because in reality, you're just giving it some color. You don't need to cook them that much. Look how great this is. Great snack again. Fantastic. So toasting. I tasted mine. They really don't need more salt. But if you taste them and you think they need salt, go ahead. Always when you're frying something, you should reseason. I'm going to fry this one more time. You should reseason them once they're out of the fryer. But I did a great job by seasoning them before. Maybe a little bit of pepper. I like a little bit of spicy. But honestly, they don't need anything else. Look how they're crispy. And you hear how crispy they are? Oh my God, that is so amazing. I love when, they're delicious. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the sauce. And I want also put some green onions and celery leaves as a garnish. And also, you get also the flavor. You can put a little bit more of the sea plant. Now, I'm going to make the sauce. You can use mayonnaise, but I am going to use sour cream. I prefer this with sour cream more than with mayonnaise. It's like a tartar sauce. You can just, use your favorite tartar sauce or make it yourself. I encourage you to make everything at home. A little bit of lemon juice. And of course, hot sauce. This one, I'm gonna make it hot. I put a little bit of the sea lettuce, a little bit of salt, a little bit of the Old Bay seasonings. When you're using Old Bay seasoning, be very careful because it's salty. It is salty. And you can chop some capers in here, or like pickles, or oh my God, what is this? Relish. You can put some relish. So this is sour cream again, but you can use mayonnaise. The taste. Wow, I want it even more. I want it spicy and more lemony. And you can take a little bit more of the base. Whole base. Fabulous. Here you have it. And you can use, obviously, vegan mayo, vegan, if you want to keep everything vegan. You can use the vegan sour cream or the vegan mayo. Fantastic, ladies. Here you have it. These are vegan calamari made with the amazing hearts of palm. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you make these recipes. And if you have any question, or if you want the recipe, you haven't received it, just send me an email. Everything is in the link. Remember that there are other videos here in the YouTube channel that you can look at. And remember, while you're here, if you're watching this recorded, please subscribe, so I know that this content is being useful and that you're taking advantage of these classes that are sponsored by Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies for you and for your family. Good night, ladies. Thanks for being here tonight.